people knew just how thin some of the sections of the road they travel on are, they would be a lot more careful, or they would avoid those roads altogether. If there were really an exposed cavern like the one depicted here, there wouldn't be anyone silly enough to wander the streets above. Look at that distance! That's quite a ways to fall if it were real. Number 15. Treehouse living. Who knows how long this enormous piece took to complete, but we sure are glad that this street artist took the time to do it. Instead of these people living in a boring, bland, badly colored apartment building, they now look like they are having the time of their lives living in tree houses above the city streets. Number 14. In need of water. This poor frog looks like it needs water to keep the island on his back alive. The street design pictured here looks like a combination of Oliver Twist asking for more of the night's meal, and the turtle that is said to carry the world on the back of its shell. Either way, it's an amazing piece of art. Number 13. Down you go. Slipping and falling is not a fun time. It's made even worse when you fall flat on your butt in front of other people. If the falling man in this picture were real, he looks like he would be very embarrassed and headed to the hospital after a spill like that. And there's not even a banana peel in sight. Number 12. You may not cross. If Pac-Man comes and eats the lines of a crosswalk, is it still legal to cross the street when the little indicator turns white to walk? If not, then wherever this Pac-Man has been let loose is in for some trouble. Since it's just another piece of crazy cool street art, it won't really cause any accidents, but it will make people that use the crosswalk smile and chuckle to themselves. Number 11. Monster House. This isn't the actual Monster House from the movie, although it looks really similar. If you walked around the corner and came face to face with this creepy painting, you might be headed in the other direction pretty quickly. What is this building anyways? Does anyone live here? If so, what kind of person are they? Number 10. Riding the waves. Here's another example of the smaller forms of street art illusions. The two jet skiers you see in this picture won't be getting much air, or even waves for that matter, since they happen to be riding around in a puddle. Number 9. Up, up, and away. The balloon-enhanced car you see floating in this picture clearly belongs to the old man from the movie Up. He already has a ton of balloons attached to his house that pick the whole thing up and lift it into the air. Is it really all that crazy to think that he wouldn't do the same thing to his car too? He didn't, but the artist who made this piece made it seem like the story fits. Number 8. A family fishing. Seeing a bear family enjoying time at the river catching fish is definitely a sight to see. Seeing that sight in the middle of a street isn't something you would ever think would happen. Yet here it is. The person who crafted this huge masterpiece clearly paid immaculate attention to details. It looks so realistic. Number 7. A well-placed message. It's hard to make ugly concrete blocks into anything even remotely interesting, but this person certainly succeeded. When people are given or come into large sums of money, it ends in destruction and sometimes even death. It looks like the message in this picture is mo money, mo problems. Number 6. A helping hand. Offering to help others seems like something we lack in our day-to-day lives. People are so caught up with their own lives and what they're doing and where they're going that's more like we walk through life wearing a set of blinders instead of having a pair of eyes. This example of street art may be small, but to those who see it, it's a reminder to lend others a helping hand. Number 5. Musical steps. If only these colorful steps played an equally colorful tune. Although the stairs pictured here are painted to look like piano keys, we know that having them actually play music is just wishful thinking. We love the idea behind it though. Number 4. Climate change matters. Just like the message in number 20, this street artist clearly had a message that they needed to tell the world, and it's a good one. As you can see, this giant hourglass has a city at the bottom that is slowly drowning with each drop of water that comes from the melting iceberg on top. This is an excellent way to bring attention to a very serious problem. Number 3. An entire world. We need to know how many people had to be involved before this epically awesome street art project was completed. Just look at how large this huge piece is. Hopefully they created this with waterproof paint so that the painting sticks around for a while. It would be a waste if this amazing piece just washed or rubbed away only after a few days. Number 2. An escape with every step. If you're an artist, you don't have the money to travel the world, but you do happen to have a series of steps, we have a DIY project for you. As you can see from this picture, some amazing person took the time to carefully paint different scenes on each and every step. You could pick out your favorite places in the world and paint each step as a representation of the place. Each time you walk up your staircase, you'd be traveling the world. Number 1. Part of the design. If these were real kids, they would be dominating the hide-and-seek game. Well, maybe not the one with his head poking out on top, but the one directly in front of the brick wall would. If the seeker kept checking out this wall from an angle directly in front and didn't bother to look from the side view,
can go where the sunrise lasts forever, and it's all you and me. We'll kiss the sky goodnight. Come get lost with me. 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 Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real.
Scissors here took the dashed line in a very literal sense. It's an extremely clever small addition that is sure to amuse those who pass by. You can see another person use the same technique, but this time added their own line indicating where to cut. Good thing you can't through a damn wall with just a measly pair of scissors. Number 29. In flight. The detail of this bird's feathers is the beautiful part about this design. If you look at the picture closer, you can see that the bird is composed of hundreds of different markings. This effect gives the illusion that the bird is both taking off in flight as well as coming apart by the feathers. Number 28. A crumbling sadness. Besides repairing the damage to the deteriorating building, drawing or painting an interesting design to cover up the ugliness is one of the best ways to go. You could almost make up a story about the woman in the picture here, and that she's so sad because the building, a representation of herself, is withering away. Number 27. Koi steps. If we could walk up the flight of stairs pictured here 3 days a week for the rest of our lives, we would be content. There's something so tranquil and calming about the shade of blue the street artist used to create this masterpiece you see here. The addition of the koi that expand past more than one step shows that they have some true talent to make it all one cohesive piece. Number 26. Hairy placement. The person that painted the body outline you see in this picture clearly has a great sense of humor. Although the entire joke would go awry if someone were to shave the area by removing the weed, the hairy placement still stands, for a time, as a hilarious joke. Number 25. A striking miniature. The large rectangle boxes that hold various utilities are usually always ugly and seemingly out of place. The artist that covered the power box in this picture wanted to breathe some life into what was otherwise a big gray box. As you can see from this image, that person created an entire apartment building complete with tiny balconies. Now we just need this guy to go around the world and make those boxes more interesting, one building at a time. Number 24. The strength of clean. The individual who came up with this brilliant idea is an absolute genius. Not only was this advertisement clever as heck, but it also uses minimal materials to create, and it's in an extremely public place that sort of forces people to look at it. Since they're looking at the ground when they walk anyways, people are sure to see this punny advertisement. Number 23. Hanging out the wash. Wouldn't it be a strange thought if animals took off their coat patterns and washed them like we do with our clothes? The street artist who dreamed up the design you see pictured here had that idea and wanted to show you what would happen if that were the case. As you can see, a woman is helping a zebra wash his stripes and hang them up to dry. How kind. Number 22. A tearaway escape. If only we could do as this picture suggests and rip away the ugly exterior of worn down buildings to reveal stunning landscapes hidden behind. Each city could have a historic depiction that gave an inside look at the life behind its ancient walls long ago. That would certainly drive the tourists to more cities just to get a glimpse of the stunning artwork. Number 21. A completed look. The street artist that designed this creative piece of art was clearly using the surrounding foliage to complete the look they were going for. This may not be a hairstyle that you would want to get yourself, but since it's made out of leaves, the poor woman didn't really have much of a choice. Looks good anyways. Number 20. Reflection at its finest. Even though it seems like peaceful and passive-aggressive protesting rarely gets you anywhere, it's still nice to see when someone's trying to get the message across. The artist responsible for the clever message picture here clearly wants a world of peace. Too bad not enough people are thinking the same thing. Number 19. Feeling blue. Who knows what happened to the blue man pictured here, but whatever it was, it looks like he might be having the worst day ever. Not only does it look like he's screaming at the top of his lungs, but the frosty pits of heck are opening up to his scream. Again, we don't know what's going on in the picture, but we do know is that we don't want to be involved. Number 18. Don't tell. Whatever secret this building is keeping, it's having a hard time not making the rest of the world curious with the image you see here. Since people die in houses and apartments all the time, we think that this secret could involve murder. We won't ever know since it's just a bunch of paint, but with this example of street art, it leaves a lot to the imagination. Number 17. The long road. Some of our favorite pieces of street art are the itty-bitty ones. Why? Because they can't be seen by everyone since they aren't in your face. When you stumble across the tiny pieces of artwork, like the traveling camels pictured here, it's a little surprise that brightens your day. Which is the best. Just look at how cute those camels are. Number 16. Cavern underneath the streets. If people knew just how thin some of the sections of the road they travel on are, they would be a lot more careful.
We'll get real lost again. you.